Koe Wetzel's new album, Nine Lives. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Do a little album review real quick. So, we're going to talk about Koe Wetzel's new album, Nine Lives. So, Nine Lives was released July 19th of 2024. It's got 13 songs. This is his sixth studio album. If you don't know who Koe Wetzel is, he is a singer-songwriter out of Texas. The guy landed on my radar last year with, I guess one of his songs kind of caught on viral on social media. That's how I heard about him. I had some friends that were talking about him. And anyways, I got into it. And I have to be completely honest, listening to his catalog, some of his stuff didn't do it for me. But this album, Nine Lives, is a great album. His sound has kind of evolved for the dude to only be like early 30s or whatever. The guy is writing some kick-ass music. So let's talk about it. Like I said, 13 tracks. Him and his band wrote all the tracks except two. There's two what he calls outside songs on here, which I think is great. I really appreciate people that write their own stuff, especially in today's climate of what country music is. And Cole is kind of outlaw. I would call him outlaw grunge. I've heard reviews of his stuff that he writes music for divorced dads, which I think is kind of crazy. But this album, it's got a vibe of just good country music, but you're not going to hear it on the radio. And he kind of throws that out there in a couple of songs, especially the last cut on the album called "Last Outlaw Alive," which is an interesting take. We'll talk about that in a second. So, as I always do, I tell you a little bit about the artist. Like I said, he's from Texas, writes his own stuff. Looking on YouTube, things like that, he plays a Gibson J200, which is the big jumbo. That's a dream guitar of mine, but them suckers are outrageous. He plays a very cool looking one, great sounding acoustics. Then his band is full of really top-notch musicians. But let's get into my top three. I always pick three songs off the album that I think are the cream of the crop. So number three, we're going to go with Lee. Lee is like, it's Leigh. So Ashley, hey, Lee. Apparently the poor dude, somebody messed him up in the past. And this is just kind of his, Lee, leave me alone, which is the play on the words. I think it's a great just play on words, and basically, telling somebody that messed him up that they could just go get whatever. My number two song on the album, and I got to be really honest before I say this. There's 13 tracks on this album. They're all good tracks, and it was really tough for me to pick three that I thought were the top, because everybody's ear is subjective. And I've wore this album out leading up to thinking about this review, and I don't know, it was hard to pick a top three. But anyways, so number two for me is the second song on the album. It's called Nine Lives, Black Cat. Just a great song idea about, hey, he kind of got nine lives, whatever. And then it's funny how he goes through, like, he lost one trying to be a rodeo clown, he lost one to the preacher, he lost one to some twins or whatever he was doing with them, whatever. It looks like that he wrote, like had a co-wrote on it, so that's kind of cool, co-write. And just a really great cut off the album. It's kind of an up-tempo boogie. So that's my number two song on the album. And then here we go with number one. And like I said, There are so many great songs on this album. There's like Hatchet, Running Low, Bar Song, Last Outlaw Live, High Road. Like all of them are pretty good. But for me, the number one song on the album is Damn Near Normal, which is the fourth song on the album. And I don't know, it's a reflective. I don't really know where he's. It's explaining everyday life, but I don't know. It's kind of reflective in kind of a what if kind of way, but he's also spitting a little truth in there. So it looks like he had a co-write on that too, which is cool. So there you go. That's my number one, what I think is the best song on the album, and it's called Damn Near Normal. So, like always, what do I give this out of my rating scale of jams? I call them jams. 4 out of 5 for this one. Um, the only thing that I know his sound is evolving. The only reason I wouldn't say that it's 5 out of 5, whatever, is it does have his sound and it's consistent through the last, his last studio albums. He's pushed the envelope for him a little bit, but at the end of the day, it is Koe Wetzel. It sounds like Cole. So I'd love to catch this cat in concert. I haven't hit his website up. I'll put a link to that, and you can check him out. I haven't hit his website up, see if he's coming close. So yeah, as always, take care of one another, love one another, and remember to be safe. And music is love. Love is music. As always, keep rocking.